Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. I am getting back into vlogging and I've been looking for a good vlogging camera, and this one showed up and I thought I'm gonna take a look at it. This is the IceFox K80. This is a 5K action camera, but it has a front-facing screen so you can see yourself while you're filming. So this could make a good vlogging camera, potentially. We're gonna test it out, see how it performs, but first let's unbox it, and here we go. All right, here it is. This is the IceFox 5K Ultra HD action camera here. We can see there's gonna be some info on the side there, mostly contact info. On the back here, we can see the different resolutions. We're gonna be able to shoot in 5K and all that. I'll talk about all the resolution and all that stuff as I go and test the vlog, so I have something to tell you about here. So yeah, but we can see more of the details there. But let's just go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what we actually get inside of it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take it all out and lay it all out. All right, we have everything laid out and they gave us a lot. Let's just go through it. So first we have the camera here. So we have the camera and we have the waterproof housing. So we can take this out here and go. Now, this is something you should understand about this camera. This camera is waterproof without the housing. This is a deep dive housing. So if you're going lower than, I believe it's 33 feet, you're gonna wanna use this housing here. But otherwise, if you're just going swimming or maybe you're going surfing or something and you don't really plan on the camera getting submerged and being really deep, it's just gonna get wet, you can go just like this. So yeah, now there's a little bit of weight to this, but one thing that's nice to see that there is a 1/4 thread right in the bottom of the camera, so you can put this right on a tripod or a little mini tripod or a selfie stick or something. It looks like, let's see where the battery is. So yep, we already have a battery in there, which is very nice. So we have that, and we have an extra battery right here as well. So let's keep it pushing. We have a remote here that you can put on your wrist. So it's gonna have a wrist strap on there. That's gonna allow you to take a photo or a video right there. And on the back here, you're gonna have a micro USB port so that you can actually charge this up. So this is gonna be a rechargeable remote there. We have a number of GoPro style adapters there, the little finger adapters on here, some angled adapters. We have a tripod adapter if you need that. This can be used in conjunction with your dive housing if you need that. You have a number of different straps and Velcro straps there. You have the charging cable for the remote, so you can get that going. I'm not sure how this charges up. I believe, let's see here. I see a power button. Let's see, I think this must be where this opens up. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this opened up, and I'll figure that out in just a moment. All right, so here it is. You can slide this open, and this is where you're gonna have the charging port for the camera and for an HDMI port so that you can actually go out, so that you can have your video out there. So there's that right there. So yeah, on this side, again, power button. Top, you have the mode button and the shutter button right there. So, and then you have your lens, your LCD screen on the front, and your LCD screen on the back there. So all right, keep it pushing. Again, we have a battery. This is going to be a it says a model PG1350. So yeah, it's going to have 1350 milliamps in there, so that's nice to see. We have a handlebar adapter so that you can use this on your handlebars or some other sort of pole, so that you can mount that onto your bike or wherever else. We have another angle adapter. We also have a microphone here, which is nice, and you can see this is going to have a micro USB port so that you can actually plug this right into your camera. So you can get this. Let's see if we can get this going. This that little door is a little stiff there, but you can plug this right on in, and let's see, get that going. Plug this right on in, and now you can use this lavalier microphone so you can get nice clean audio directly into the camera there. So all right, We have a number of sticky pads on here that we can use. We have another tripod adapter on there. We have a couple of tethers. This is going to be a metal tether. We have some zip tie tethers, so if you're mounting it to a car or someplace where it might get knocked off, you'll have that tethered up so it won't so you won't lose it. We have a warranty claim card on there and the user manual on there as well. So, all right, that's a lot. That is a lot of stuff to come with one action camera. But really, I'm not an action camera type dude as far as doing action sports. What I like to use action cameras for is for vlogging. So let's go ahead on out and see how this thing actually vlogs. Okay, well, I went ahead and charged up both the batteries, and I decided to drive out here to the National Harbor in Washington, D.C. so that we can try out this camera. And one reason why I want to come out here is because it's right on the water. And as most of you know, when you're on the water, there's generally some wind coming off of it. And I want to see how the microphones, the internal microphones of this camera actually hold up. So there is wind reduction on the camera, and so I do have the wind reduction turned on the mics. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this camera. It does offer 5K resolution at 30 frames a second. It also offers 4K 60 and 4K 30. You can even have 2.7K at 60 and 30 frames a second. If you go to 1080p, you can actually go all the way up to 120 frames a second. But one notable thing is that you don't actually get 24p, and so yeah, there's that. Now another thing is that this camera does have a front screen, but for whatever reason, when you go ahead and turn it on, it turns off. It times out after about a minute or so, and I can't seem to figure out how to make it stay on longer. In fact, when I was trying to actually get this thing to the front screen to turn on, there's nothing in the menus that I can see that actually activate it. I was just sort of messing around with it and pushing buttons and holding buttons until I figured it out. And actually the mode button on top of the camera, you push that, you hold it, and then it actually switches the screen from the back to the front, or and vice versa. So yeah, just know that if you get this camera, there's nothing really that tells you how to do that in the menu system. You just kind of have to know it if you don't read the instructions. So all right, now that we've tested the internal microphones of this, let's go ahead and test the included microphone, because they actually did send along a lavalier microphone that's included with this camera. So let's plug it in and see how it sounds with the lavalier mic. All right, well, I went ahead and plugged in the external microphone that came along with it, the lavalier microphone. I have it clipped to the strap of my bag right here, so that's what you're hearing right now. Now, there's a couple things you should be aware of when you're using this microphone. One is that it plugs into the micro USB port of the camera. And if you have this camera on a tripod, then it's not actually going to allow you to open up that door until you actually unmount it from the tripod because of the positioning. The 1/4-20 thread is off center. It's right below the lens, and it's right next to the door, so you're not able to actually open the door while it's mounted onto a tripod. So you're gonna have to take the camera off the tripod, plug in the microphone, and then remount it to the tripod so that you can start filming. So there you go, or your selfie stick or whatever else you're using. The other thing is that you need to make sure that you actually go into the settings of your camera and change it from internal microphone to external microphone. It doesn't do it automatically when you plug in, so you want to make sure that when you plug in the mic that you go and you switch it over to external microphone. And when you're done, make sure you switch it back. So there you go. Now, the last thing is about the microphone is that there is no way that I've seen to adjust the audio levels. You can plug it in and you can use it, but I haven't seen anything that actually allows you to manually adjust the audio levels. So if you're in some place that's very, very loud, I don't think you can turn down the gain, or if you're recording someone that's very, very quiet, I'm not sure there's a way that you can turn up the gain. So yeah, but this is what it sounds like using the built-in, or excuse me, the included lavalier microphone, and I have it hooked on to my camera strap right here, my camera bag strap right here, and yeah, what do you think? Now this little camera also has electronic image stabilization, so it should smooth out some of those bumps when you're walking and talking. So yeah, image stabilization is pretty vital nowadays because it's pretty much in everything, and when you don't have it, you really notice it because your footage looks choppy and jumpy. So having electronic image stabilization is really helpful. Now again, I'm not an action sports type dude, I'm more of a vlogger, and so having a camera like this that's smooth when I'm walking and talking is nice, but I don't really know how this looks if I'm doing something like riding a motorcycle. So yeah, just be aware of that. If you want to get this for something that's really intense, you're probably gonna have to test it out on your own. Another nice thing about this camera is it actually shoots time lapses. So you can shoot a time lapse in either photo mode or video mode. I almost always shoot my time lapses in video mode because I don't like to have to go into post later and compile them and put them all together. But you can get the highest resolution generally from time lapses shooting in photo mode. But I shoot them in video mode, so let's go check out a video time lapse right quick. All right, now a couple of other quick features before we get out of here. And that is, one, this camera has a really nice touch screen on the back. So it's responsive, it's easy to use. The only thing that I've had a problem with is that it's not the easiest to see in bright daylight. But as far as actually using the touchscreen, it's very nice because it's very responsive. Now it also has this front-facing screen, but the front-facing screen is not touch sensitive. It's just there so that you can see your settings or you can see yourself while you're vlogging or setting up your shot. So yeah. Now there is another feature that I want to talk about that I didn't just quite yet, and that is photos. Now most people don't take photos with their action camera, but this does take 20 megapixel images. And so let's go take a look at a few of those images so you can see what the quality looks like and what you can expect if you plan on shooting photos with this camera. All right, well, I was able to figure out how to get the front screen to stay on longer, or the back screen for that matter as well, while you're recording. You just simply have to go in and change the timeout settings. And I had it set for 1 minute. You can change it all the way up to 5 minutes. Now, in a lot of these cameras, usually when it shows the timeout, it's just sort of like the auto on and off, but there's a separate auto on and off and then a separate timeout mode for the screen. So there you go. And it's under screensaver, which is the reason why I really wasn't expecting to see it there. So anyways, yeah, now that I've shot everything and I've showed you guys some photos and stuff, I have some thoughts on about it, some conclusions I want to wrap up this camera review with. So let's head back into the studio and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, well, I am back, and I have to say, as I wrap this up, there are some things that I really like about this camera and some things that I don't. And one thing that's concerning is that I did not find a way to actually get this into 4K 120 mode. It says that you're supposed to be able to shoot 4K 120 on the box. However, I didn't see a way that I can shoot 4K 120 on here so that you can get that nice slow motion if you want to slow it down. So now, I will say I do like this camera. It's a lot of fun and it's very inexpensive for what it is. I mean, the image quality is decent. There's a lot of features in here. I mean, a lot of people are going to compare this camera to, say, GoPros or the DJI cameras, and you can make those comparisons if you want because it is an action camera. However, this is like a quarter of the price, and you're not getting only a quarter of the quality. You're getting probably 80 to 90% of the fun, but only at a fraction of the cost. So there you go. Anyways, I'm going to leave a link to this camera down below in the video description so that you can check it out. I'm also going to leave a link to my Amazon page and my social media contacts so you can reach me elsewhere. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.